Okay, now we start working on an atmosphere right there, and you can see we have it currently going from the side in its standard atmosphere. We can go to change if you like to use more photometrical, and example, let's switch and see how it will change. The photometric will give it us more natural look and lighting, so we can try to go ahead and work kind of along with that. With shadows, I think that one maybe actually work a little bit better in this case. Let's go to our sky and fog and modify a couple of things. Before we actually do this, we'll go to our sunlight and let's see where we can place it. So right now, sunlight going from the side with hard shadows. So we could bring even more like down sunset almost. We can add rays. And we have it right here, river going in a shade, come to the side. I maybe want to add a little bit more shade around this area as well. Let's switch if we adjust a little bit. So we'll still have it. Okay, I think this way, this position may be better, but I still don't necessarily like lights around water this way. We could select our tree and plant specifically, and you can see how the shadow's going. So we can place the tree to cover this area. Again, this is our shadow producing tree. So if we move closer right here, we kind of start have this more shadowing from the sun, which create effect. So we can do that way. Let's go to atmosphere editor now, and we can pop up our ground fog haze to make it smoother, and also air perspective, so that way it should add kind of more haziness look. You can see a bit more in a forest. Let's increase also decay. We'll add warmer color right now to our scenery. So I'm not sure if this hazes work as wanted, so we can play a little bit more with this lighting. Also, let's increase glowing from sun particles. Okay, so it's have this effect of the, now we have a little bit more forest kind of look. It's not as deep dark how I want it, so in this case need to reduce some of these elements. Okay, also, you know what, till we're in a wind, let's disable, we don't need wind here, and breeze. Go in a light. Okay, so we kind of disable breeze and wind, so we don't need it. Okay, so I think at this point, let's go ahead and without grass and rocks, we'll go to render this and see what's different will be between atmosphere photometric or non-photometric. So I'm just going to final, be sure we render. Okay, and go ahead, let's click render. I will be pausing tutorials during the render and resume as the render is completed. Okay, so right here is our photometric done, and I'm going to switch standard spectral. We'll just let the system automatically adjust all the properties, and let's go ahead to render that one as well. Okay, render complete. It took about the same time, and you can see the difference is this one is standard. It's obviously more saturated and higher contrast and darker, and the photometric give it a little bit more natural coloring, but I will probably stick closer to standard because I'm going for more illustration look than the real one. So in this case, I'll just leave it like this. I'll increase a little bit of the glowing effect, so it will brighten up some scenery because we'll add a little bit more haze to this as well. Let's drop slightly decay. It will be add a bit colder light. We'll go okay on this, and this plant I'll just probably bring a little bit this way, just to create a little bit more sun brightness is what I want to add. Not sure if I can always come down. So we'll add some highlights. Okay, let's bring even a little bit lower, like this maybe. Yeah, now we have it glowing right there, which is nice, lights going. And let's bring even a little bit more down. So now the highlights will go and on the grass. So yeah, that's a little bit better. A couple of things I think missing in this area. It's missing some of those plants. So we'll go to add another elder just right around this area. Kind of. Okay, again, shrink down and bring a little bit lower. Okay, and you know what? Let's add some darker plants, and it will be a fir tree. That's a very nice model. We'll go add. Okay, let's go to shrink it down, and we'll place right around here. So it will make quite a bit darker effect. And same things. We'll just copy this tree and place it right around there. Also, let's just twist it a little bit towards the river. So kind of lean, just slightly lean towards, give it this somewhat unstable maybe look. And you know what? Select again, Alt or Option, drag, and we'll place it one right around here. I think it will be. So I want to create this almost over a river. At this point, I think we can work a little bit on the water itself. So we can look what we have, and we have some tropical white. This is clear, blurred water. The other one's foamy water. We can modify water lilies, work very good. Also, it will create some patches, but it's good for the lake maybe, but not necessarily work very well for our project. So we'll just go normal, and let's just select tropical water for now. It will give it us bluish coloring. We'll go to edit this material, and in transparency tab we'll go clear, set a little bit more murky, kind of darker. As well, we'll take this fade out color and set to swampier look. So it should create a darker water for us, a little bit less transparency, but it should be create kind of nicer. Okay, let's check also bumps and depth 0.2, so it won't be that much. I can maybe bring back slightly so we can see some of the rocks. Okay, let's click OK. Also, right around here, I want to add some sunbeams. To do this, we'll actually go to fake that by creating a spotlight. We'll bring spotlight up, set spotlight to volumetric light. Okay, we'll kind of try to simulate position of the sun right here. So it's going this way. We'll increase the power. So we should start seeing the beam now coming a little bit more. Okay. And as volumetric, we'll go to edit volumetric value. Just add smoke and dust to it. Let's a little bit like this right here. So let's increase kind of a little bit more on the lights. We'll see we still have this nice beam coming. Right here you can see some haze. Okay, let's go also into atmosphere editor, and we'll increase overall fog, haze, and air perspective. So I want to just increase particles in the air so our beam will be a little bit more visible then. Okay, we'll go okay here. Our lights is selected, so let's see if we want a bit fallout, and let's reduce spread a little bit smaller, more like one single beam, so we can more visible in this case. And we can increase brightness. See, yeah, so this will create this kind of lights coming. Of course, if you want, we can always go and duplicate it and put just another little bit more far away maybe, so we can see another beam just going just right there. You can see kind of two beams have it. Okay, at this point I think we're ready to our test render. Before I do this, I'm going to populate rocks, populate all instance. Okay, and grass, so we'll go populate that one as well. Okay, let's click OK. Let's go save our work, and we'll just go right now start render our test resolution, see what we have. Okay, we're done, and you can see you still have a little bit spot kind of open right there, so maybe put it some other plant, or we can add more plants to this. So let's go to our terrain, and what I'm going to do, add additional plants. You know what, let's go to it's 0.5 already, so it's smaller, it should be okay for lilies. Density, let's pop up a little bit density, and presence will just drop a little bit lower. Increase fuzziness, let's go click populate. Should add a little bit more different plants, and you can kind of will see right here covered. So what I want to add, so to this area on the bottom a little bit. So we'll see if they're coming kind of yeah, a little bit better, but I still think on this area we need to put it some more plants. Okay, let's go closer, and if I'm right, it is around at this area. So we'll go select the plants. Let's go to grass plants in this, and we'll just again select maybe and I just want to move to see right here. It's where we need to place it then. Okay, so we'll go center these, and we'll press a couple times to add those plants. Okay, right here, it's a bit taller. We'll go make a little bit small. I think that also this one is a little bit taller, so I'm going to shrink so it does not jump too much, but just to cover that spot. Okay, let's go save this work. Overall, if we preview, we can see here's our with photometric. Normal, this is with adding lights. You can see nice light of beams. Water maybe need a little bit more, I think, darker. So go to the cube. We'll take this, bring it down, and just maybe a bit around there. Okay, and add murky a little bit more. Flare we can pop up a little bit higher, so we'll have a little bit more reflection on this. Refraction is correct, everything is good. Okay, let's go to save this work, and click on the render, and I'm going to render HD resolution. on a final. You can always have it high resolution if you need it, but I think that way will work very good for us. So I'll go ahead, click OK, and I'm going to start render right now. It may take about maybe even an hour to render. We'll see how long it will take it, maybe about 20 minutes, but I'm going to pause this tutorial and come back when it's completed. Okay, so render right here is complete. Actually, it took only 6 minutes, so it was quite a bit fast because no clouds. In this case, we'll go to touch up a little bit more, because as long as I'm looking on a bigger, this plane's a little bit too big. Right here, we're missing something, and water not necessarily look as good as I wanted, so I need probably add a little bit more wave and depth to this. So let's do those touch ups in the next tutorial.